So the strategy that I'm going to be using is a vocabulary word map. This came from readingrockets.org, although whenever I printed it, it says readingquest.org up here, so I'm not sure why, but it came from the website readingrockets.org. So I'm going to be talking about a vocabulary word map. The text where I got this from is Teaching Reading in Social Studies, Science, and Math by Laura Robb. So in this book, it talks about pre-teaching vocabulary, and that is so important because if I'm talking about the word ballot, which as you can see I've written our vocabulary words on this lovely whiteboard, if I'm talking about the word ballot and nobody knows what the word ballot means, then we're not on the same page, and every time I say that, they're going to be like, what is that? And they're not going to understand it. So it's so important to pre-teach the vocabulary. That way we know that we're all on the same page, we all have the same understanding, and we know what we're talking about. So I do want to point out right here that on page 40 of the book by Laura Robb, it says to make the getting ready to learn phase of your teaching a top priority, which is what I was talking about, and it's so important to make sure that people know what these vocabulary words mean, because if we're talking about the voting process and nobody knows what a candidate is or what a ballot is or what's it mean to sway somebody's opinion, then we're not going to learn very much. So we need to make sure that the ready to learn phase is a top priority. It also says to activate students' prior knowledge of the topic you're introducing, including its vocabulary. This is on page 40. And it also says to teach students how to brainstorm and categorize, use graphical organizers such as maps. And like I said, I will be using a vocabulary word map, and it has vocabulary word, definition in your own words, synonyms, use it meaningfully in a sentence, and draw a picture of it. So now that I've said that, let's go ahead and go into our lesson. And put this away. So the book that we're going to be talking about today is One Vote, Two Vote, I Vote, You Vote. And this is just a fun little book that we're going to learn with our lesson today, and we're going to talk about the voting process. Now, before we read this book, it's very important that we know what the vocabulary in this book means. So as you can see on the whiteboard behind me, I have put our vocabulary words. So our vocabulary words are ballot, candidate, and sway. So I've already passed out 3 vocabulary word maps to everybody, and we're going to fill this out together. So on one of the word maps, we're going to talk about the word ballot. On the next word map, we're going to talk about the word candidate, and then on our third one, we're going to talk about the word sway. So right here in this box, it says vocabulary word. So I'm just going to put the actual word. I'm going to put ballot, B-A-L-L-O-T. Ballot. So the first thing right here is definition in your own words. Now I'm going to read the definition from our book. Notice it said in your own words. So the definition that I'm about to read, we're not going to write it down word for word. We're going to rephrase it and say it in our own words. And it's okay if your definition is a little bit different than her definition. Okay? Because it's our own words. So the definition that it gives for ballot is the act of or process of voting, usually on paper and in secret. So with that in mind, in your own words, how could you say what a ballot is?
I'd say it's the act of voting secretly, usually on paper.
Okay, yeah, we can do that. She said it is the act of voting secretly, and it's usually on paper.
On paper.
Okay, so I just put down what she told me because I think that was a great definition in your own words. Right here, it says definition in your own words. That's where I'm going to write it at. So like I said, if your definition is different from your neighbor's definition, that's totally okay because your words is not her words. It's your words. So however you think about it, you put it right here. Now the next part right here is synonym. What does synonym mean?
The S is the same, so
Yes.
synonym's the same.
Good, thank you. Yeah, S and S, synonyms same. So with that in mind, ballot. What could be a synonym for the word ballot?
Is a ballot kind of like a ticket that you get to vote?
Okay, ticket. Yeah, ticket is good. So I'm going to put ticket right here where it has the word synonym. Because, yes, you have to have it to vote, so it is kind of like your ticket to vote. That was good, thinking outside of the box. Now here it says use it meaningfully in a sentence. Okay, so I'm going to think about a sentence where I'm using ballot correctly. So think about the definition, the act of voting secretly, usually on paper. We said another synonym is like a ticket. So what could a sentence be using the word ballot?
I need a ballot so I can vote.
Okay, yeah. I need a ballot. I need a ballot so I can vote. Good. And now this is my favorite part. Draw a picture. We get to draw a picture representing this word. So what kind of picture do you think I could draw to represent the word ballot?
Draw me with a ballot.
Okay, draw you with a ballot?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
yeah, draw me with a ballot.
here is your cute little dress.
Oh, thanks.
And I'm just going to draw a real quick sketch. So it's not the beautifulest thing, but
Beautiful.
it's not the most beautiful. Thank you for correcting my grammar. I drew you little pigtails because you look so cute with your pigtails.
Thank you.
So there is you with the ballot. Now I'm going to take it one step further because it says up here, voting secretly. So you're usually standing behind a what when you vote?
A wall.
Okay, you could be behind a wall, but if we have to set up something, it's not called a wall. What could move? What could we move and easily
Oh, like
set
a
up?
shower curtain.
A shower curtain, good. So I'm going to put vote. And there you are with your shower curtain. Now, usually everything now is electronic, so we would have like a little machine there. We would stand behind the machine, and it has like flaps on the side so nobody can see in it. But we're going to talk about, or in the book, it mentions standing behind a curtain, so that's why I drew a curtain. So good, that is what ballot means. So we are going to put this to the side right there, and we're going to refer to it later throughout our lesson when we read our book. That way we know what ballot means. We can refer to this anytime. So our next word is what?
Candidate.
Candidate, good. Candidate. So right here in the middle, just like I put ballot, I'm going to put candidate. So on yours, make sure you put candidate on your second one. Now, the definition in my own words, remember, not what I'm about to say. So the definition of a candidate from the book says a person who applies for a job or is nominated for election. So in your own words, what's a candidate?
I'd say a candidate is someone who applies or is nominated to run in an election.
Okay, someone who applies or what?
Or is nominated to run in an election.
Perfect. Someone who applies or is nominated
to run in an election.
To run in an election. Good job. Okay, so now what did I say synonym was?
The same.
The
Synonym's
same.
the same.
So I'm
Yes.
looking for something that means the same as candidate. What's a synonym for candidate?
I think another word for candidate is competitor.
Competitor. That's good. Good. Competitor. Because they're kind of competing against each other. So good. Competitor. That was good. Good job. Now I'm going to use the word candidate meaningfully in a sentence. Can anybody think about a sentence using the word candidate?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Would you like to share it?
I think the candidates is for the upcoming presidential election.
Okay. I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
The candidates is for the upcoming presidential election.
The candidates is for the upcoming
Presidential election.
presidential election. Okay. Now, let's think about this. We have the candidates is for the upcoming presidential election. Does that sentence make sense? Not really. We need to tweak it a little bit. So what should we say? What could we say? Who? What candidate? Who is the candidate? Come on, it's okay. It's okay. Who's the candidate? Okay, I'm going to help you out here. Professor Williams is the candidate. So, I'm going to say Professor Williams is the candidate who is running for the upcoming presidential election. Okay, so now I'm going to draw a picture. So what can I draw a picture of?
A guy running for president.
So maybe I have like him at a podium or something. Maybe there's a star on it to look presidential. He might be in a suit because, you know, president's a very important job.
I think the podium should have a flag.
A flag? Okay, well, I drew a star, but how about you draw a flag on yours, okay?
Okay.
And then what should he be saying, maybe, at the podium?
Vote for me. I will help you.
Okay, vote for me. I will help you. Okay, so like I said, this is just real quick. But so we have our definition in our own words, our synonym, our sentence using it meaningfully, and we have draw a picture of it. So here's the picture that represents candidate. Good job. So we have one more. We have one more word. It is what?
Sway.
Sway. Good. So I'm going to put sway right here in the middle. Sway. Definition in my own words. Okay, so the book says, remember, I'm not writing the book definition. Sway, it says, to convince or change someone's mind by means of a speech or argument. So what's this? What's something I could say in my own words to define sway?
To change someone's mind.
To change someone's mind. Good, simple as that. To change someone's mind. So if I sway your opinion, I'm changing your mind. What's a synonym for sway?
Change.
Change, good. And we said synonym is what?
Same.
The same. Change means the same as sway. If I change your mind, I'm swaying your opinion. So use it meaningfully in a sentence.
Please don't sway the votes.
Okay, yeah, please don't sway the vote. That would work. Please don't sway the votes. And then how could I draw a picture of the word sway?
I would draw a candidate.
A candidate,
swaying
good. Okay.
someone's votes.
Candidate, so, you know, maybe he's in a suit because he's very important. Maybe he has stripes on his pants and a tie on. And how could he sway someone's votes? I'll draw you again with your pigtails.
Vote for me and get longer summers.
Oh, vote for me and get longer summers. I think that would work.
I'd vote for that person.
I think I would too. Vote for me
I like to
and get longer summers. Now, he's trying to bribe you, not really bribe you, but he's trying to make you go with him because he's like, oh, I want longer summers. I'm going to pick him. Vote for me and get longer summers. Would that sway your opinion?
Probably, but I hope he'd do it.
Yep, okay. So that is our vocabulary word map. We did our 3 examples of ballot, candidate, and sway. So now whenever we read our story and you hear the words ballot, candidate, and sway, you're going to be able to know what this means because you've talked about it. So you can look back at your words, you can look back at your word maps and know what they mean. So I hope you had a wonderful lesson. I had a wonderful time.
Bye.